It's a double standard. They use one standard when judging Muslims and Croats and a different standard for Serbs.
They laugh at us right in our face.
We must stick up for our heroes. The fans of all Serbian teams must stand up for him all together.
In 2008, Radovan Karadžić was brought before the Hague Tribunal, which was founded for the express purpose of investigating war crimes committed in the former Yugoslavia.
Since Radovan's disappearance, I have heard thousands of stories claiming he is either dead or arrested, or seriously ill, or has suffered a stroke, or has been deported from one place to another. This is the most terrible ordeal that I have ever gone through. I can say now that I know he's been arrested. I feel better. It's because I know he's alive and I can see him and talk to him.
Liliana Karadžić spends most of her time in The Hague. She sees her husband quite often, but those meetings are excruciating for them both. They do talk a lot, but what they have to talk about is not what they want.
We can't talk about something significant. We can't talk about intimate matters either, because we know that all the time they are listening to us. We also know somebody might use what we say against him. Therefore, I see to it that he doesn't get into trouble, and I'm allowed to continue getting calls from him.
One of the most heinous charges brought against Radovan Karadžić by the Hague Tribunal is a Srebrenica massacre. According to some sources, in July 1995, 8,000 Bosnian Muslims were massacred in that city after Serbian troops seized it with apparent ease.
The Srebrenica episode was a fabrication. Actually, the death toll there was much less. Most of those people died in fighting. A war was going on. And the Muslims claimed that dead soldiers were in fact massacred civilians. The presumption of innocence exists in Anglo-Saxon and European legislation. But the Hague Tribunal, this principle presumably means the following: everyone is innocent until they're proven to be Serbs.
According to some of the materials that the Hague Tribunal is expected to consider, the police and the army of the Serbian Republic organized a wholesale massacre of Muslim residents. The corpses were buried in mass graves.
We all know what's going on in The Hague. He's been called a criminal and a butcher, but I don't believe those charges. He's made several calls to us from The Hague to ask me about Danilo and his behavior. He told me how Danilo should be treated in the future. He also asked me whether Danilo was receiving the treatment recommended by him. Once he called to wish him happy birthday.
Branko Balaban doesn't believe that somebody who has given treatment to his child might give orders to kill people. As far as his family is concerned, the man sitting in the dock at The Hague will be forever the good Dr. Dabić, whom geopolitical games have deprived of the opportunity to cure their boy.
I'm deeply convinced this court is representing itself falsely as a court of the international community when it is in fact a court of NATO, whose aim is to liquidate me. It is therefore very hard for me to express my standpoint on anything before this is cleared up. I have stopped using a false name, and I think all parties should do the same.
Now Serbia is in a state of quiet, secret occupation. NATO people are everywhere, starting from the Defense Ministry and the Interior Ministry.
We have no more territory of our own. We are guests in this territory. Foreigners are our masters.
A new generation has grown up in Serbia since Radovan Karadžić was in hiding under the guise of Dr. Dabić. To them, Yugoslavia is just a page in a history book. Bosnia is a different country, and Bosnians are foreigners. And yet fresh graffiti can still be seen on the wall of the house where Dr. Dabić lived. It says Radovan Karadžić Street.